What's up guys, it's Missy. I am back with another SimCity Build It video. Today I'm doing a video on our mentoring program. If you are joining into my group, you will be required to watch this video. We're starting a new system for new recruits that come on into the group. Now, there's two main reasons why people get removed from the group, and that is they either don't follow the rules or they don't play active/strategically. So you need to make sure that you are a right fit for the group before you require any kind, or not require, but request to join in. So first off, we're looking for players who are either on the Missy's Building Guide or playing strategically. Now, what this would include would mean that you are actively participating in the contest of mayors to win. Okay, not just putting up half-ass points every now and then. Everybody needs to be basically trying to win the contest of mayors, actively progressing in their city, not just opening their game, doing whatever, whenever, however, and not really accomplishing anything. Even if you're a high-level player who's not on the Missy's Building Guide, you need to be making progress with your city. You know, it shouldn't be 6 months later down the road and you have like nothing changing about your city. No more epics, you're always broke, no maxing out of the storage or land, no winning the contest of mayors. Like, a lot of people just, they kind of run in place. They're just super idle with their game. Now, our group is a group where you can progress rapidly. Okay, so we're not a group that just accepts people in to give you guys a bunch of rares and things like that. That's not how this works. You join into the group and you are actively basically providing you're providing activity that is beneficial not only for you but for everyone, right? So the more active you are, the more storage you have unlocked, the more requests you can fill, the less requests you require for yourself. And that is, like I said, it kind of goes for everybody in the group. The better everybody does on their own, the better the group does as a whole, right? So our goal is not to take advantage of each other, use people for rares, steal things, be deceiving. It's 100% to play as a team. Now, this is going to be a little bit different than what you're used to in other SimCity groups. It's kind of a, fend for yourself. You're lucky to find one that's active, or you find one that the group is about the group, so to speak. Like, maybe it's a war group and all they care about is that you put up the war points that they need to be happy. And so you do whatever you can for that group to be happy. That is not the kind of group we are. We are the type of group where the group is for the people, okay? It's for people to progress. If you're not progressing, if you're not doing good, you're wasting my time and you're wasting a spot in the group where somebody else could be utilizing it to do good. Because there's not very many good groups out there, the time and space and all that, it's limited, right? So use your time wisely. As long as you are actively participating and being a good member of the group and following the group rules, you'll be good to go. Now, you will have already watched the group rules video by the time you get to this video. This will be the second video that you watch. I hope you paid very close attention to the first video, okay? Because when you join in, if the very first thing you do is break a rule after watching the rules video, you're really not looking too good right now. And you'll probably just get the boot. So make sure that you fully understand the rules. Now, the mentoring ship program is something that we recently started. And it is there because people would join into the group on the Missy's Building Guide. And it wasn't until we would conversate with people over a course of weeks or months, and we would figure out that they weren't retaining the information 100%. So they were unlocking beach before mega, or they were, not producing the right items for coin. Maybe they're, doing crazy stuff, right? So what we have done is the first week or two, depending on how long you need the mentoring, when you first join into the group, you are going to be assigned a mentor, which is a VP. It'll go based on your time zone. So when you first send me a message on Facebook and ask me, like, hey, you know, can I join your group? You need to include your age and you need to include the area in which you live, so I know what time zone you are in. If you're from India, then I can match you up with somebody that's from India as well, and that way you have a mentor that is awake when you're awake, right? That makes a huge difference. Now, when you join into the group, after you're assigned your mentor, you will get a hold of them. You're going to go over the Neverland checklist, which is going to be in this document. You're going to be sent this link. It's our mentorship packet, okay? So this is a document. You're going to be sent the document link. In the document link, you're going to find this video link, which your mentor will also link the video link to you. So they're going to be sending you 2 links, this video and the document. You're going to open the document up, follow along with the video, whatever you got to do. Here is the group rules link. So if you need to refresh yourself with those to make sure you don't get removed, do so. The group rules document, it's just a quick doc that kind of, you know, gives you the main rules and the key points that you need to focus on that were talked about in the group rules video. Do not just open the doc and not watch the video. Okay, there's information and things explained in the video that you are going to need to have, you know, hear that are not said in just the document. Now, playing as a team, this is a video link. This is a requirement now. It is really important that you understand what it means to be a team player, how to pick up items from people's depots and post them in yours if people are trying to go global. What items you should be globaling and what items you should be saving for the group. You know, if you're selling melons and smoothies and things like that to make money, then you're not playing properly, right? I mean, you really shouldn't be selling things like paint, ladders, melons to make money. You should be selling money makers to make money, and you should be holding those types of items for yourself for the contest of mayors. But if you do need to get rid of some, offering it to the group before selling things like ladders and paint and stuff like that to global, okay? Doesn't make sense to global stuff like that. Now, that is all explained in the Playing as a Team video. This is the Missy's Building Guide, okay? This is the latest Missy's Building Guide. This was put up, I believe, last week. This goes over all of the new updates. It is very important anybody on the Missy's Building Guide watch this video, and that you pay very close attention to what is said, what has changed. The changes made to the guide are highlighted at the very top of the document, which we will be inserting the Missy's Building Guide document link right there. I don't know why it's not there, but we'll go ahead and get that in there. Production guide. The production plan is right here in the second link. The one above that is the video. Notice how they say video and then they say document. Now, the production plan document, that one has charts, and there is actually a video where I explain how to read those charts. Now, this is extremely helpful for people who are playing the Contest of Mayors who want to know quickly how many items they can make per whatever level shop they have on a token. So if you have a yogurt assignment and you want to know exactly how many gold tokens it's going to take to make the amount of yogurt that you need to make, it's a quick open up the production guide, look at whatever star shop you have, read the chart, and it tells you exactly how many. Like I said, it's very helpful for planning tasks, budgeting tokens. You know, why use 3 gold tokens if you can use 1 silver, you know, vice versa. Like, obviously that wouldn't work, but you know what I mean. There's times where it's like, okay, you could have used 2 gold and then a silver, so you didn't have to waste it on the remaining amount. So that'll just help you save up your tokens. It'll also help you plan for your tasks so that you know, like, hey, you know, if war's ending in X amount of time, and if the right choice is to do this one first, but you don't have enough time to do that and run tokens, then you'll know that ahead of time and you can flip it around and do it the other way. So like I said, that's super helpful. It also kind of gives you an idea of how much money you can make. So if you're running the, let's say, flour and donuts for making money, all you have to do is quickly calculate it up and go, okay, I'm making X amount of donuts on a token, and I'm going to run X amount of tokens because I have X amount of flour, and that's how much you're going to yield at the end of that, and then you'll know exactly how much money you'll make in X amount of time, right? Okay, storage management. This video here is tips on how to make money, okay? How to better manage your storage. This one is really important for people because they often don't realize that what they're selling is affecting the money they have, right? The money in which they continue to get. When you sell items that are not items that you should be producing for money, when you sell things, let's say that you make flour and donuts all day long because that's what you should be making to yield the most money. What will happen is people will make something else, and then they'll sell that something else because they need coin. And then when they sell that something else, instead of being able to make items that produce a lot of money, now they're forced to make the items in which they sold. Now, this becomes a problem because now you're actually losing out on money, whereas if you would have kept those items and then sold the items that actually produce money, you wouldn't have had to make those items back later. So give that video a watch and a like and a subscribe if you're not already. Okay, contest of mayors. Now, here's the thing. Mentors are not allowed to answer contest of mayors questions. Sydney is qualified to be a comm trainer, meaning he's qualified to answer any questions that you would have for the contest of mayors, but he is not a comm trainer. So if you end up with Sydney, which is the co-president of the group, as your mentor, it's not that he isn't capable of answering your questions or that he is unwilling to. It's that he's not a comm trainer, so he's not going to devote a lot of time into trying to teach you how to play properly. Now, here's the thing. I've actually quit comm training in general, like in depth. So before, what I was doing was I was very actively teaching people, conversating with them a lot, and watching their every move. People have taken advantage of my time. They have disrespected my time. And overall, I'm just not going to waste my time on something like, especially when I'm not getting paid for it. So what I have to offer is I still want people to do good. I still want them to win. And I'm still willing to answer questions and help. But I'm not going to do it to the extent that I was. But I will explain how I will help you. Okay? Because you're probably going to need help. So here's the deal. You're going to watch the low-level or high-level comm prep, depending on which one applies to you. More than likely, it's probably going to be the low-level prep. Now, the comm math and the math legend videos are not 100% complete, but I highly recommend that you practice the contest of mayors math and follow along with those videos. I highly recommend that you watch the contest of mayors walkthroughs, especially the low-level ones where I go through, I explain the task assessments. There's also a all-in-one comm video where I show the breakdown comm guide. That one is extremely beneficial to you. And you will need to watch the streaks videos. So you have a lot of watching videos to do before you can even think of playing comm in Mega. Now, what you're going to do your first week of Mega is you are actually going to take a top and bottom screenshot of your entire list. And I need to be able to see the tasks remaining and the days remaining in that screenshot. Once you've done that, you're going to label your assignments with your task assessment and task breakdown. So you're going to give them an M for a main task, no touch, canceled, blah, blah, blah. You'll have watched that video so you'll understand what I'm talking about. So if you're going to look up how to do a task assessment, task breakdown. Once you've done that, you're going to proceed to take a top, preferably showing about half of the list or so. You're going to take a top screenshot of the task in which you have selected, okay? And then every 5 screenshots, you're going to include a bottom screenshot. Even if it hasn't been touched, you're going to still include it so that I don't have to scroll back 47 screenshots to see what was at the bottom of the list. Now, like I said, you need to include it after you have selected the task. What people will do is they will screenshot it, and then they will they won't show me which task they did, and then they go to the next screenshot, and I have to determine which one is missing. That I'm not willing to do. That takes way too much time. All screenshots need to be in the exact order. I'm not going to try to find the task 47 and then get to task 17 and then task 1. Okay? We're not going to do it like that. I need them in exact order. Every 5 screenshots, take a bottom one. Okay? Now, what you're going to do is you're actually going to, and even if you're on Apple, you know, whatever it is that you're using, you're going to download the Google Photos app, and you're going to open up a Google shareable album, and I have videos on how to do that. You're going to upload the photos to that album, and you're going to send me the link to that album, okay? I'm going to be able, it's going to notify me when you add pictures to it. I'm going to be able to open it up and view them as you're uploading them. I'll be able to comment on them and like, you know, the photos if you're doing good. And that way you get feedback. At the end of the week, I will basically go through all of your screenshots at once. I will explain to you what you did wrong, why it was wrong, and what you need to do, what you need to work on. Now, if you don't do it this way, I refuse to help you, okay? I will not just assess questions like, oh, if I had this task and this task, is this the right choice? Because oftentimes what will happen is that you need to know the history of the assignments. For example, an 18, or let's say a 1200 cargo versus a 1200 epic. Well, there's a couple things to consider here. Has cargo been done repeatedly? Has epic been done at all? Are you close to the streaks? There's a lot of things to consider. Or maybe it's not either one of those. Maybe you have a different task that needs rotated and you just are not knowing that that's actually, you know, an option because you're assuming that those are the 2 correct choices. If I can't look at your previous choices, I will not answer questions, okay? Because I don't have all of the information that I need to answer those questions. Now, once you have done that, that is what I'm willing to do to help you. You kind of have to just watch videos and really try hard to understand how this all works. Like I said, I'm more than willing to answer questions, but you got to show me that you want to learn and that you're going to do the best that you can. Another thing is the speed in which you're completing your tasks. You need to make sure that you complete all of your tasks before Second War is over. If you don't, then you're basically wasting your time because eventually you might get away with it 1 week, and maybe 2 weeks or whatever, but eventually there's a time is going to come where you can't finish your tasks because war's over and you get a launch attack in Club Wars in your streaks and you're screwed. Or you get something that you can't do in the streaks or in general and you lose because of it. The speed in which you complete your tasks is vital, okay? Now, epic buildings, this one here is something that you are going to want to make sure you pay attention to. You are very limited on your epics because you have to actually upgrade homes to convert them to epics. Now, in order to do that, you would have to level up. So it's very important that you don't waste your epics. That being said, if you have an epic assignment, you're going to stop and wait and see if you get more assignments, allowing yourself about 1 to 2 hours to finish up the epic if need be. Now, you're going to try to get as many assignments into one epic project as possible. If the assignment only requires 30 points or less, well, 39 points or less, so 30 points basically, that means that you did not hit bronze, which you can allow the timer to reset and the house will go back to normal. I highly recommend doing this if possible because it saves you a house, okay? Now, all of these are some tips on your epic prep. Now, epic prep for high-level players and how to hit gold in 20 minutes for high-level players. War for beginners and war walkthrough. We're going to get to that in this part of the video. I'm actually going to go through and I'm going to show you guys some tricks that you can use for, war and things that you need to know specifically for our group. Now, the War for Beginners and the War walkthrough videos, those I go through and I explain how the war screen works, how jackpots work, and all that. I highly recommend that you watch those, okay? But I am going to show you some stuff that you need to know for our group here in just a minute. Now, the rest of this is the checklist. This is the basic temporary checklist for new members. This is the checklist that you need to go over with your mentor. They need to know, like, what you're working on, what you have accomplished out of this. So 3 red roads, you've speed leveled to level 24. You're essentially, the moment you join the group, you want to unlock at least 1 high war card, whether it be Disco Twister or even Not in Kansas, because you can launch that 3 times within 1 energy bar. You're going to want to unlock at least 1 so that you can stack up war points so that you can get those war cards stacked up. So when you get to Mega, if you get a war assignment that says upgrade war card for 3,000, you can actually do it. Now, they're going to be grayed out at the start and they're going to say unlock, okay? Unlocking the card includes, or it counts as an upgrade assignment. So don't just sit there and unlock all your damn cards, okay? Wait, let them stack up, unlock only the ones that you absolutely have to. Now, you want to unlock the VU Tower first and start earning gold keys so that when you get to Mega, you actually have gold keys to do your upgrades. You want to unlock the cargo and airport before you get to Mega. Okay, so making sure that you have all 3 of those unlocked before you get to Mega. Do not upgrade the VU Tower unless you can actually afford it. You need to make sure that you have all 3 tiers of the airport unlocked before you get to Mega. Now, that is going to be kind of tricky, but what you're going to want to do is unlock the transportation category and buy the heliports. Those are 20 gold keys. There were 3 epic points, and they are for a total of 50% pop boost. You can also boost your pop with some of the parks and education. You know, you're not going to have any beach or mountain unlocks yet until you get to Mega. Now, keep in mind that the first couple weeks in Mega, you're going to be doing those beach and mountain unlocks, which are expensive. But they're a really great way to boost your score, okay? So plan to have coins. You need to be running the production plan 100% of the time in the weeks leading up to Mega. The previous weeks of Mega are low-level leagues. You do not use any of your good resources. You do not do any epics during this time. No war card unlocks. No upgrading of beach or mountain. All the low-level leagues, you don't do anything with cash. Do things like coins, VU repair, launch VU, so you can earn those keys. You can do gold key assignments, production assignments, factory assignments, those kinds of things. It'll be super easy to hit the top of the leaderboard. Do not use any gold tickets. Those are extremely valuable, okay? You want to make sure that you are launching as much as you can during every war. You are going to get the defeat prize or the victory prize. Whether we win or lose, you still get a prize, okay? Now, the next thing is you want to make sure you're unlocking as many shop slots as possible. Now, all of this is talked about in the Missy's Building Guide. The next thing is that, let's see here. Okay, I go through all this. You're going to want to read through these. Your main time spent for the first several weeks when you join the group from the time you get to Mega is going to be spent making money, launching VU attacks, getting all of the resources stacked up, getting as many gold keys as you can, as many cards as you can, as much storage unlocked as possible, as much land unlocked as possible. Now, here's the thing. When you join into the group, you are going to be instructed to add some digits to the end of your name. This is talked about in the group rules video. You're going to put a capital S and a dash, and then you're going to put your base storage amount. not the amount after your temp storage. If your base storage is 300, you're going to put S-300. If you are still unlocking land, you're going to include a slash and then a capital D. Okay? This will basically tell us where your storage is at and if you're currently unlocking land. Once you're not unlocking land anymore, you erase the D. Once you're done with storage, you just put an M for max. Now, everybody has to do this. I highly recommend that you pick a city name that is easily abbreviatable down to about 3 letters. And then also make sure that you're stacking, like I said, stack as much coin, keys, war cards, as many jackpot boosters as jackpot boosters. So when you go to the war screen, you're going to see the war store. You're going to get war simoleons. Only spend your war simoleons on jackpot boosters, preferably level 1s, because you're not going to be doing shield bust. And that way you can maximize your points. And we'll talk about the war here in just a minute, okay? So here is our Facebook group, YouTube channel, my Escape the Darkness series, which is just a series kind of about my life and things like that, separate from SimCity, but I went ahead and added that link anyways. You will be added to our Facebook group chat. You will want to mute that chat as we talk all hours of the day, but you need to be in that chat so that you can get notified of any videos, any group changes, any rules, stuff like that. You should have heard about the Community Depot in the group rules video, so you should understand how that works. We currently have 2 Community Depots, so pay close attention to that. And let's open up the game. And I will show you guys the basics of war super quick. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to alert the group anytime there is a change in something to do with the jackpot. For example, let's say that you have launched a jackpot, you've done your attacks, and there's health remaining on that jackpot that you're not going to be using. Rather than let the timer run out and have those points be wasted, what you should do is open up the game chat and say, open jackpot level 1, if it's a level 1. If it's a level 2, say level 2. You don't have to include the level, but it's nice if you include the level, at least if there are 2 or 3, because it alerts people with shield bust, like, hey, this jackpot is good for 20 to 30 minutes. We could really get quite a few attacks in here. So here, you're going to click this little star. Now, what this, and for you people who are new to war, this here, it tells you when war is going to be ending, the disasters you can launch, and you can click the little eye, and you can actually see some of the cards that you have the items for. You're going to click Go to War Map. Now, this is their city, or their side, and this is our side. Okay? At the top, you can see the points. Here, you can see this guy has an open jackpot for 3 minutes. We're going to look at the war log. Now, Lolly repaired it, so she did a shield bust. Okay. I'm not under shield. Jackpot left, 7 hits. Okay. Let's see. I'll go ahead and... Wait a minute. Looks like she's hitting for a low amount. I don't know if she hit it again or what. Okay, so let's say that you have a low amount of health left. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hit for the most when the person is at the least health, okay? So let's say that you... Jesus Christ, seriously? We are not offline. Hang on. Let's make sure that what is going on here. Okay. So, as you can see, she only had a small attack. So she hit for the small ones first. And then somebody came in and did an overkill hit. Okay. So what he'll do is he'll notify the chat. And he'll say open to bust. It's only got, as you can see here, the guy's repairing, but it's only got 1 minute left on it. I do have Shield Buster available, but there's no point in me busting it open with only 1 minute remaining. It's a waste of a shield bust, so I'm just going to, especially when the guy's repairing, you know, there's no point in that. So what we're going to do is you want to make sure you're paying very close attention to the war map and the targets on the war map. Now, I'm actually going to put an umbrella so they don't attack me while I'm doing this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do a level 1 jackpot, okay? Maybe, if the damn game works. For Christ's sake. So when you launch your jackpot, you're going to, let me see if I can get a better connection here. I don't know what's going on with this. Never does this. You launch your jackpot. It begins the timer. And what you're going to want to do is get as many hits in on that jackpot as possible. Okay? So if you, let's say you have 4 health remaining on a jackpot. And okay, so I'm going to do my attack here, and that's going to leave me with 2 energy left. But he has a total of 5 health. So for the 2 energy, I can hit for that. That leaves me completely out of energy. Now he has a total of 3 health remaining after this attack. So what somebody's going to do, I'm going to say open jackpot. Okay. And what somebody's going to do is they're going to come over here and they're going to hit for 2 damage or 1 damage. And then they're going to hit for an overkill hit. Okay. So if, you, for example, I can hit this one and then it'll leave him to 1 health. Once he's down to 1 health, then I could, let's say, hit him for something harder on the 1 health so that we get those extra points. Now, this guy's repairing also. So now we could hit him for a little bit more, right? Oh, wait, no. He's not repairing. Or maybe he just did 1. I don't know, I wasn't paying attention. Okay, so once they kill the jackpot, the guy goes under shield, right? They're going to say, open jackpot to bust. Somebody, if they can, will come over here with their shield busting attack. Now, if you are able to unlock this early on in Mega, I recommend unlocking this one. It's a good card. This one here repairs that person's city for 7 damage, and it takes them out of shield, okay, for 7 health. So it'll add 7 to the health. And then what you'll do is you'll say jackpot busted open, or you'll say open jackpot busted open. Okay? Now, somebody else can come in like she's doing. She left it at 1. And somebody can come in and do an overkill hit. If you notice that nobody's doing an overkill hit and the timer's about to run out and you only have a low card, it's better to get something than nothing, right? Sometimes people will just assume, well, I can't hit it for very much, so I'm not going to hit it at all. Well, you might as well if it's going to run out anyways, okay? If you want to, you can coordinate attacks with club members. You know, we usually just do it this way because people are... We're not really trying to win war. We're not trying to win or lose. We do what we have to for the contest of mayors. If we can get an easy win, great. Then, you know, that's an extra 60 cash times, you know, 2, because we do 2 wars a week. That's 120 cash a week just in wars. Now, this is going to be open for 6 minutes. What you'll notice is she says open jackpot, 1 health. Thank you for jackpot. Open to shield bust is what that means. Okay, so somebody's going to come over here and shield bust it if they want to. If not, then they won't. You know, that's the basics. Now here you can see how to use some of these other battle boosters. That's in the other group rules video, or not the group rules, the other the war videos. This, I'm not going to get into all that in this video. This is just going to be strictly what to do if you're in our group, okay? Not the overall basics of war in general. Now, for our group, you do not use Doomsday Quack, because what that does is it hits every single city, okay? And that really screws up people's jackpots. So don't do that. Unless you have a unless you have one of the assignments that says you have to launch Doomsday Quack, then yes, you can. But if you don't have an assignment for it, don't use that. Now, here, you're going to look here. This is where you collect your rewards for wars, where you're going to get your war cards and all of that. Pay attention to where you're at on this, because once you get to level 3, it becomes a lot more difficult to unlock the next couple levels. So pay attention to the days remaining and how many points you need for the next level. It doesn't make sense to run yourself broke if you can't even gain 1 or 2 levels on this war pass. You might as well just say screw it, only hit, the basics of what you need to get the prize for war, which is just launching at least 1 attack and then waiting for the new war pass. Okay? Other than that, you want to pay very close attention to the war screen and make sure that we do not knock the enemy. If all cities on either team end up completely under shield, a knockout timer begins. If that knockout timer ends, we end up ending war early. We cannot end war early, okay? It screws up our war schedule. So somebody has to be repairing or shield busting or something to get us out of that knockout timer. Try to keep as many targets open as you can so that if people get a task, they can actually do it, right? We've had people join in here trying to play as if they're in a war club or trying to play competitively, and that's not what we do, okay? It's great to win if we can, but we're not going to play as if we're trying to win, because what ends up happening is people end up with no targets, and then they can't do their assignments. It is your job to make sure that we don't get knocked down. Everybody in the group, it's everybody's job. If you're not repairing your city and pulling it out of shield and just saying, well, screw it, I don't want to, then you're not doing your job. If everybody did that, we would be screwed, okay? So don't do that. Now, other than that, that pretty much concludes it. If there's anything else that you need to know about war, then you need to watch the War for Beginners videos that are in the mentoring link as we talked about, and that's it. So, good luck. That pretty much concludes everything that you need to know when you join into the group. See here, this is an example of what your name will look like. It'll either have an M for max. If it just has this storage, that means they're not unlocking land. Now, the final thing I have to say is when you join in, there's a lot of excess dozer going around. Do not be rude and just expect that people are going to sell it to you. Always offer something in return, like VU or storage. If that person says, no, it's just for sale, great. Follow the rules when trading rares. Make sure that you understand how to trade rares in the group, or you'll be booted out. Okay? And that's it. So good luck to you. We have 1 spot available at this time. So this video will be sent to everybody in the mentoring program this morning, and that'll be it. You'll conversate with your mentor. Once you understand the rules 100% and you're doing great on the building guide, you get removed from the mentoring program, and you're just basically a basic member, and we kind of shift out, the old people or the people that don't make the cut or whatever. And then we bring in new people and we repeat the process. Sometimes people just leave because they're done playing the game or they've got work or school or whatever. So if you plan to be offline for several days or weeks or whatever, you need to be in contact with me. If it's temporary, we can work around it. But if it's going to be continual, you're going to have to be removed from the group. So, like I said, good luck to you guys, and I will see you guys on the game.